Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mensch. Last week, an update in my Arch Linux system broke my sound inside my virtual machines. So today I'm going to talk about it and a temporary workaround on how to fix it until either Qemu fixes it or Arch Linux fixes it. So let's get to it. So if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that my favorite distribution is Arch Linux. And my main computer, the computer that I do my recording in, and everything else in is Arch Linux. And right now, this is Arch Linux with the i3 window manager. And you also know that I do a lot of my videos inside a virtual machine. And I have virtual machines of well, lots of times I do a virtual machine of Arch Linux, but I have all kinds of virtual machines. And also, you would know that I use Virt Manager to make all my virtual machines. And this is the front page of Virt Manager. And you can see I have all these virtual machines. And of course, Virt Manager is just a GUI front end for Qemu, Qemu, which is a virtual machine program that only works in Linux. You can't use it in Windows, but you can have a Windows VM like I do right here, right? I have a Windows 10 VM. I have all these other virtual machines. So the update for Qemu, which is the backend for Virt Manager, because you can use Qemu, Qemu, to make virtual machines without using Virt Manager. You just have to make your virtual machines in the terminal and run them in the terminal. But I use Virt Manager, and probably most people who use Qemu use Virt Manager because it's just easier. Anyways, these are my virtual machines. So the other day, I went into a virtual machine and it had no sound. And then I opened up another virtual machine and it had no sound. And I tried several virtual machines and they had no sound. And I thought I did something wrong. Then I did research and I realized that an update broke the sound in virtual machines for those people who are using Qemu. So this is what happened. Here I have my Void Linux is open. So I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to make this full screen. So this is Void Linux with the awesome window manager. And of course, it's a virtual machine, right? And let's just open up a terminal. And let's do Neofetch. So you can see this is Void Linux running the awesome window manager. And look at this, it's running at 221 megabytes of RAM. Wow, that's really low. So this virtual machine, let's do an Htop. This virtual machine, I gave it 4 processors, 4 gigs of RAM, and no swap. This virtual machine's been running for, you can see right here, 11 minutes. And it's only using 212 megabytes of RAM. Gotta love that, eh? Anyways, I'm off topic, as usual. So let's close this. Well, you know what? Let's just use my mouse. And I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open up Firefox. We have Firefox. Let's open up YouTube. So you can see now I'm at my YouTube channel, Linux Mensch. And let's go to videos, and we're going to play a video. So, actually, I turned my mic back on. So you can see the video is playing, but there's no sound. So the problem is that the virtual machines have no sound going from the guest machine into the host machine. Now, if I minimize this, and let's just open up another workspace here. Let's go to workspace. Let's go to workspace 5. And let's open up Pavu. Let's do that, and let's do volume control. So you can see here, it's working, right? There's sound. Firefox has sound, and we can go to output, and you can see there's sound and output. And if we go to playback, you can see there's sound and playback that Firefox is working. But to go back to 1, you can see that it's playing, but there's no sound. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. So first thing we have to do is, let's close this. And let's go here. Let's close this. And when you're fixing it, you have to shut down your virtual machines. So I'm going to hit, I'm going to do sudo power off from my void machine. I'm going to put my password in. And when you're shutting down void, you have to do sudo. You don't have to do that in Arch Linux, but in sudo and void you do. I'm going to close that, and you're going to close down Virt Manager right down. Now, what I want to do is we have to downgrade Qemu. But the problem is that Qemu is a bunch of programs, or a bunch of files. So for instance, I use Ramina. I'm kind of going off topic, but I use Ramina is an app that I use to remote into other computers. And you can use Ramina to remote into other Linux computers or into a Windows computer. And I'm using an old version of Ramina. I believe it's from February, because the newer versions don't work when I'm logging into my Windows system at work. Now, the most up-to-date version of Ramina works when I remote into other Linux computers, but it doesn't work when I remote into my Windows cloud system at work, but the one from February does. So what I did was I downgraded Ramina, and I put a hold on my pacman configuration file so it doesn't update it. So what I'm going to do is open up a terminal just to show you, right? Let's do vim etc pacman conf. So you can see here on line 25, let's just move my mouse out of the way. On line 25, my pacman configuration file is telling pacman to ignore Ramina. Don't update Ramina when doing updates, okay? And Ramina is one file. So what I did was I opened up my web browser and went to archive.archlinux.org, and I went to packages, and I went down to the R, and I went down to Ramina, clicked on, let's just move this a bit more, clicked on Ramina, went down to 2024, and found the one that from February. So the one that February right here is the last one that worked as far as logging into my cloud system at work. So I downloaded it. I clicked on the link and I downloaded it, and I installed it, and then I put a hold on my pacman configuration file not to update it. And it was easy because it was one file, right? Or one app. And I even made a video on this a while back. But with Qemu, it's different. So let's go back here, and let's go back again. Let's go to the queue, and let's scan down and find Qemu. So Qemu starts here, okay? And it's all these files. Look at them all. Look at them all. Okay? Now, what I want to do is go to the Arch Linux website, the main Arch Linux website. So we're at the main Arch Linux website, and let's type in Qemu. Oops, sorry, I'm spelling it wrong. Qemu. Let's hit enter. And again, look at this. There's all these files. And can I make that a bit bigger? There's all these files. They're all called Qemu. So which one am I supposed to downgrade so that I can get the sound working in my virtual machines? Now, another thing is, let's just click on one of them. And let's go to, now we're just in one of the Qemu. It's called Qemu Full. And let's click on bug reports. Now, the update happened about a week ago. So here it is here. This bug report is 2 weeks old. You can click this on and you can read about it. Okay, I'm not going to read it to you, but if you want to go here, you can read about it. Now, there's another place while we're at it. There's another place where we can go to read about it, and it's the Qemu website. So you could type in Qemu, go here, click on support, click on our bug tracker. I should just make this a little larger, right? Go to the bottom, click on our bug tracker, and this one here, regression, audio output stream closes. Click it on, and here you can read about it as well. Okay, so there's two different places where you can go and read about it. If you want to get more information and I'm able to tell you in this video or explain. Okay, now this person down here is saying it also happens in Ubuntu. So here, now I've gone back to archive.archlinux.org, where I downloaded the Remina from, and then I was able to downgrade it in my system. So if you need to downgrade an app, there's two places where you can downgrade it from. You can download it here from archive.archlinux.org, or you can just get it from your system. So now I'm going to show you this. So let's close this down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is remote into my other computer because I didn't clean out the cache, the pacman cache. That's a whole different story altogether. That has nothing to do with the audio problems I'm having. So I'm going to open up Remina. I'm going to go mod key R, and we're going to remote into my Acer one. Now we're remoting into another bare metal computer, not a virtual machine. Okay, now I'm going to just open the terminal, and I'm going to make it full screen just to show you Neofetch. Okay, so right now I'm in another computer. It's running Arch Linux. It's an Acer Aspire. It's running the GNOME desktop environment, GNOME 47.1, and the terminal is ST. And it's running at 750 megabytes of RAM. And I could just do an Htop. And okay, now we're running at 752 megabytes of RAM. Okay, this particular computer, it's a bare metal computer. It has only 3 processors and 8 gigs of RAM and no swap. Anyways, I'm off topic, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's go into, and we're going to do /var/cache/pacman/package. And I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm just going to do pwd just so you can see where I am. So I'm in var cache pacman package. Okay, and let's ll. Look at all the files, and let's clear the screen. Let's ll pipe less. Okay, and let's go down. Look at all the files. And I'm showing you it in this computer because in my other computer, I cleaned out the cache. Okay, still going down. Now let's go to the bottom. Oops. And what I want to do is quit out of there. Let's do a DU. So this folder is 19 gigabytes. And look at here, you can see. And you know what? Let's clear the screen again. Let's do a DU. Let's pipe it. Okay. We'll go to the bottom. 19 gigabytes. And look at all the LibreOffice files. So what this folder does is that every time in Arch Linux, every time you do an update, it keeps the previous versions of the packages. So for instance, LibreOffice, you can see there's about 10 of them there, right? And if we go up to the kernels, here's where the kernels are. Look at all the different kernels. Now in this computer, sometimes I was running the long-term support kernel, and lately I've been running the stable kernel. So you can see all the kernels here, okay? And Firefox, look at all the versions of Firefox, okay? So it keeps previous versions of your apps and files and kernels and stuff. So if you need to downgrade a package, you can downgrade from here rather than downloading it from the internet, from the archive.archlinux.org page, and then downgrading it in your system. You can just get it from here. And let's just close that. And I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to go back to my main computer. And we're going to close. I'm going to close that. So the problem is when I downgraded Ramina, it was only one file. So I just went to the Arch Linux website, the archive.archlinux.org website, downloaded it into my download folder, and then downgraded it in my system. But Qemu, to fix this audio problem in Qemu, you have to downgrade 104 packages or 104 files, and it won't let you downgrade one by itself because they're all dependent upon one another. So you have to downgrade all of them. So rather than download 104 files from the archlinux.org website, I went in here and did it. So I'm in my main machine now. I disconnected from my other computer, and right now I'm not in a virtual machine. This is my main machine. I'm going to go var cache pacman package. Okay. And just so you can see that, again, it's pwd. So we're in var cache pacman package in my main computer. And I'm going to do a du less. And you can see, well, let's just do Qemu. Qemu. Look at all the Qemu files. Okay, so what I need to do is downgrade all the Qemu files to 910-2. And if we just quit, and let's just open up another terminal. So right now, let's just do pacman qemu -full. I'm just calling up one of them. So right now we're running 9.1.1-1. So we're going to downgrade all these Qemus to 9.1.0. So now I'm going to close this terminal and I'm going to quit out of there. And you have to be in the folder, your cache folder, where we are right now, right? Because I'm not downloading these from the internet. I'm downloading them from my pacman cache folder. So I'm just going to clear the screen. So this is the command that we're going to put in there. So first of all, we have to be in the cache folder. And we're going to type in sudo pacman, leave a space, -U, leave a space, Qemu, dash, and there's an asterisk there, and I don't really think you can see it. Okay, so there's an asterisk there just because of the colors of my terminal. I don't think that's easy to see, but there's an asterisk there. And then it's 9.1.0-2 86 underscore package tar zest. So that's the one that we want because we're downgrading from 9.1.1 to 9.1.0. And then I put an asterisk here right before the 9. And I know it's hard to see. I apologize about that. But that asterisk is going to download or downgrade, not download because it's in my cache. It's going to downgrade 104 packages. So let's hit enter. Let's put my password in. And look at this. It's downgrading all these packages. And then it's asking me, do I want to do this? So let's just go up a bit. Look at all these. 77. Oh, I thought it was doing 104. It's downgrading 77 packages. Okay, do I want to do it? Yes. Now I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to cd out of there. Let's do sudo vim etc pacman.conf. And let's go in here. And you can see on line 25, it's ignoring Ramina, so it's not going to update Ramina. I'm going to leave, oops. I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to leave a space, and I'm going to type in Qemu, and I'm going to put an asterisk there. So now it's no longer going to update Qemu. Now, eventually, Qemu is going to be updated. Either Qemu is going to put a patch in and do an update, or Arch Linux is going to add a patch and do an update. Then I'm going to have to take that out because I want to update it to the newest, latest, and greatest version, right? So as long as that is in there, it's not going to be updated. And I put the asterisk there because Qemu, there's like, I think over 104 files or packages. Ramina is one by itself, so it doesn't need the asterisk. So that asterisk there is going to make sure none of them get updated. So now I'm going to save the file. So now I know it's not going to be updated, and we downgraded. Now let's open up Virt Manager and see if I have audio in my virtual machine. And let's just open up the Void one again. So I'm going to click on Void, and I'm going to click on Play, and I'm going to make it full screen, and we're going to boot into my Void Linux. I'm going to go back to my YouTube page and see if we have sound. Okay, I'm going to put my password in, and I'm going to open up Firefox, and I'm going to go to YouTube, and then I'm going to click on this, and go to videos, and this time I'm going to shut my mic because I don't want the sound from my speakers to be coming through the mic. Actually, I could just say the truth, I could just shut my speakers. Well, then I won't know if we have sound. So you know what? I'm going to shut my mic. Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mensch. Today, I'm going to talk about my configuration files. So anyone who's been following my channel knows that I have configuration files in my GitLab repository, and it's free for anyone who wants to download it. So you can hear that the problem is fixed. I now have sound, I now have audio in my virtual machines, and the problem is temporarily fixed until Qemu or Arch Linux or both update the files and put their patch in to fix it. And that's it. In this video, I talked about a problem I was having in my Arch Linux system from an update, and how my virtual machines no longer had audio. And I showed you how to downgrade to the previous version of Qemu so that the audio will work in my virtual machines until Qemu, Arch Linux, or both of them put through a patch to fix it. And of course, it's a temporary solution. And I also showed you the two different ways to downgrade a package. Number one, you can download it from the internet, from the Arch Linux archive website, and download it into your downloads folder and then downgrade it. Or you can go into your pacman cache and downgrade it from there. And I also showed you how to downgrade a package when there's 77 of them and you need to downgrade all of them with an asterisk. And I also showed you how to put a package on hold so it doesn't update. And I showed you where you can read about this problem on the Qemu website and also on the Arch Linux website. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.